I didn't just lose weight, but I lost the version of myself that was seeking validation from other people, the version of myself that was afraid to be seen, and the version of myself that would restrict in order to see results. And it all started when I stopped asking myself, how do I look? And started asking, who am I becoming? And this is not about aesthetics. This is about becoming the kind of woman that even your past would not recognize. Mentally, spiritually, and physically, just becoming the best version of yourself and becoming unrecognizable. So if that sounds like something that you are interested in, make sure you stick around. And if you're not subscribed yet, make sure that you subscribe
right now.
The first thing that we need to do in order to really make a shift and become unrecognizable this summer is choose and decide what our new identity is going to be. What identity shift are we going to make in order to become the woman that we want to be? What does it look like for you to have a new identity, a new foundation? Because your appearance, becoming unrecognizable, is not just about what you wear, what kind of makeup you use, how fit you are. Being unrecognizable starts with the identity. And this is what I go through in my Feminine Mastery Academy, how to make that identity shift. It's so important that as you are working towards a new version of yourself or trying to create a beautiful, flourishing, and thriving version of yourself, you get very clear on what identity shift needs to happen in order for you to become her. Because if you're living in an identity that is not sustainable, has not been helping you reach your goals, that is living in these agreements of, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not thin enough. If you tell yourself this every day, the person that has that identity cannot shift into somebody that believes in themselves, somebody that loves themselves. Transforming at the subconscious level starts in the mind, not the outer appearance. Renewing your self-image daily in order to step into the version of yourself that you want to be going into this summer. A transformative practice to do every single day when you wake up, looking in the mirror and not just declaring but prophesying over yourself, I am clothed in strength and dignity. My light is not a threat, it is a gift. I used to shrink myself every time I would walk into a room. I would compare myself to everyone in there, and I was dimming my own light, trying to be acceptable for other people. This kept me from being able to grow, flourish, and shine, and something that kept me from being able to love myself. When you're trying to transition from somebody that you are not proud of into somebody that you truly love and are proud of, you need to start acting like the version of yourself that you're praying. Start acting like that woman that you see every single day when you envision what it would be like to finally lose that extra weight, to finally feel confident in public, to finally feel healthy again, to finally stop self-sabotaging. What would this woman do? Ask yourself, what fears are holding you back from being able to step into? The second thing that we're going to do is start to do a detox, not just with the kinds of food that we're eating, but with everything we're consuming, the music that we're listening to. How is that edifying us? Listening to music that's just about sex and drugs and violence, how is that helping us? How is that edifying us? How is that improving our vocabulary? How is that improving our mental health? I would listen to sad music when I was sad and it would just make me more sad. I would listen to songs that would constantly put me in a state of being desensitized to things like lust or desensitized to people who would act in violence, normalizing it, normalizing bad behavior from other people, because in these songs, they're putting subconsciously all of these things into your mind to make you believe that it's normal, it's okay. A lot of these people in the music industry actually put witchcraft in their music. Do your research on it. They have come out openly saying that they put witchcraft in their music. So what you listen to is so important. It's so important. Another thing that we want to stop doing is gossiping, constantly receiving gossip from other people. As women, we love to keep people up with the tea. But when you're constantly gossiping and talking bad about people, you're not edifying yourself and you're not edifying the other person at all. It's creating a negative space. That's not going to bring you to your higher self. Simply cut the conversation short. If you start noticing that you're talking bad about people, there's no reason to badmouth somebody. There's no reason to talk down on someone. Cutting out the doom scrolling. How many hours a day are you spending on your phone? This is so critical because the amount of time you spend on your phone, that you spend in front of the TV watching Netflix, that time could be used creating hobbies, creating memories, but instead we're trying to stay comfortable, releasing dopamine in our mind all of the time, wasting our own life scrolling, watching other people live the lives that we want to. We live in a day and age where it's so easy to just pick up the phone and live your dreams through someone else. But at the end of your life, do you really want to think about all the things that you missed and all of the opportunities that you missed because you were scrolling? You watch Netflix for hours on end every day after work instead of working out, instead of starting that hobby, instead of trying to learn how to cook something new, instead of trying to journal to find out what you're passionate about, instead of starting that new business. You wasted so much of your life and time in front of a TV and on the phone. How sad would that be? But the reality of it is, life passes us by so quickly, we allow these things to happen unconsciously. The next thing that we're going to do, number 3, working on your liver health. Your liver health is so important. I go through this with all of my clients because your liver controls so much. Chinese medicine often shows that your skin issues are caused and related to organ health. So when you have a clean liver, you have clear skin, and that just makes you feel like you have a clear aura. Adding things into your diet like dandelion tea, dry brushing, spearmint tea, eucalyptus. These are all things that you can add to your diet to help you detox, to reduce swelling and water weight, to help with bloating, all while taking care of the liver. I don't recommend taking these things before bed because as soon as you hit that detox, and your body is going to stay awake, so definitely don't take it before bed. Doing things like sitting in a sauna, even working out and limiting or cutting out alcohol completely. They are lying to you about alcohol. Alcohol is not something that you drink maybe once a week or twice a week and you're fine. Over time, it is the most deadly and damaging thing you can put in your body no matter what. You even drinking it one time, you will cause inflammation. Your inflammation markers go up. Your liver experiences so much stress trying to filter it out of your body. And for what? A 10-minute happy feeling. There are literally no benefits to drinking alcohol, none. And if you do drink alcohol now, this is not a judgment on you. This is not me telling you to stop, but it is bringing to awareness how this is impacting your body, your heart, your ability to lose weight and to lose fat. Your liver health is so important to seeing clear skin, lower inflammation, lower water retention. Number 4 on the list of becoming unrecognizable for summer is creating a safe mental health space. So, is your room a safe mental health space? Is your room clean, tidy? Are you getting rid of things and clothes that you no longer wear? It's time to do a cleanup and sort through things that no longer are in alignment with the person that you want to be. So many times we allow our space to get cluttered because we have a cluttered mind. They've done psychological studies on people to determine why they either choose to be in a clean space or an untidy space. And many people through the course of these studies found that they were staying in these cluttered spaces because it subconsciously allowed them to procrastinate and put things off. Because as soon as you have a clean space, you know that you have to start to get things done. The longer that space is dirty, the less you have to do. And that might be a sign of burnout. So where are you burnt out right now? I have a podcast on how to recover from burnout, some things that you can do right now to step out of being burnt out and step into peace and rest. How often are you journaling? Do some deep inner work prompts. I give all of my girls deep inner work prompts in order to really figure out what's keeping them from stepping into their dream body and dream life. And these prompts are so important because you're able to see at a deeper level what are some things that have been holding you back. you're able to really unlock those things, because sometimes it's like cognitive behavioral therapy. When you're able to speak about it and talk about it, you're able to think, wow, I didn't even realize that that's how I was feeling, or maybe that's an emotion that I bottled up for so long. So, taking care of your mental health and having a good relationship with yourself. Every single day, I want you to work on the relationship you have with yourself. How many times are you sacrificing things that are going to bring you happiness and peace for the sake of someone else? Are you working towards someone else's dream, or are you working towards yours? Are you comfortable with being alone? Are you comfortable in indulging in your hobbies and your passions without the view of anyone else? Or do you seek validation and seek other people to be with you all the time? These are some questions you can ask yourself to see how you may be relying on other people to support the non-existent relationship you have with yourself. A great way to start building that relationship with yourself is make little promises you can keep to yourself. I'm going to wake up at this time tomorrow, and when I wake up, I will drink a glass of water. A simple promise. Do not break it, and continue it for a week, and you'll see that your trust in yourself begins to build. Little things like this help you gain trust in yourself and help the decision-making process. When you start to break the little promises, the little things, you will always break the bigger things to yourself. Then your spending habits will get out of line. A lot of things will become less important to you. Things like your health, your well-being, your maintenance of your appearance, taking care of yourself, going out places that you really enjoy. And one thing I want to challenge you to do right now, because this is a safe space and a loving community, is drop in the comments how your relationship with yourself has been over the last few months and how you plan on changing that this summer. The last thing I'm going to mention before anything else you really need to work on your sleep. How is your sleep quality? How many hours of sleep are you getting? And is it deep quality sleep? If you need to wake up super early and go to bed super late, I understand how that can be. But your sleep and your sleep quality is going to determine not only how your body heals, how you age physically and internally, but it determines a lot of the healing and detoxifying processes that happen at night when you go to sleep. 6 hours is not enough. It is not enough. You have to be sleeping 7 to 9 hours every night. For most people, 8 or 7 is enough if you get deep restorative sleep. So that way you can really start to see these changes and see them faster. When your sleep is on point, everything else starts to be on point too. Your skin gets better, inflammation gets better. You start to see more muscle growth. You start to see more fat loss because your body is able to fully recover and heal. Magnesium glycinate is something that you can take that will really help you relax before bed, taking it an hour before bed so that way you can relax, and creating a routine for yourself before you go to sleep so that way you can get that deep and restorative rest. So you can have a routine before you go to bed.
Is critical. We haven't talked about sleep yet. Sleep is so important for normal functioning of the brain. I like to scare my students by saying that, in torture situations, if you deprive a person of sleep for too long, they literally die. They die. You cannot function if you are deprived of sleep for too many hours in a row. It's that critical. Yet we happily, watch too much Netflix at night and get only 5 hours of sleep when we could have had 8. So what's happening exactly? Why is it so important? Well, there's so many different things. I'm gonna say 2. One is that we know that in regular healthy sleep, there is activity in the hippocampus that helps you strengthen the memories that you have formed in that previous day. It's called consolidation, and it's so important. If you shorten that, if you don't get enough, you are not consolidating your normal everyday memories. And second, it is the time during sleep when all the metabolites, all that garbage that your brain is producing, because all biological cells produce garbage, it gets kind of cleaned up through the cerebral spinal fluid that is flowing through your brain. And if you do not get enough sleep, you build up garbage metabolites in your brain. It's like you have a gunky brain. And do you feel like, I feel like I have gunk in my brain when I don't sleep enough. that is exactly what is happening.
I really hope that you enjoyed this video. And if you did, make sure that you subscribe and give it a like. And check the description if you are interested in looking at more from me. I can't wait to see the changes that you're going to make this summer.